Hi, this is Dennis with Second Chance Tackle. I just picked up a box of project reels, or rather a bucket of project reels. End of a flea market day. A seller had some reels that he was just trying to sell as parts reels. That always interests me. And we were able to negotiate a rather low price for the purchase of this bucket. But I thought I would take you through what we have here, and we'll preview a couple of these, what I intend to do with them, whether they'll be parts reels or whether they will get to stand a second chance. So the first one up is a Mitchell 300. It's the later series. You can always tell the later series by the red stripe and the line denominations on the reel. This one, I think, is just going to be frozen. It probably is a victim of just old grease, and I'm believing that we can get this one going again. You can see that there is movement in the gears. I have plenty of Mitchell gears, so that's not my worry. I have plenty of Mitchell spools, so that's not my worry either. So I think that overall, we will be able to get this one working again. So maybe we'll take this one on as a video project. We'll have to see. Before I go any further, I want to thank our healthcare workers, our first responders, and our essential personnel, and everything and everybody that has something to do with keeping us safe during the pandemic. You are our local hometown heroes. I truly appreciate it, and thank you for the service that you do day in and day out. Okay, here's an Abu. It's a 2-ball bearing. It's a Cardinal. It's a rear drive fishing reel. Seems to be working pretty nicely. Let's see if we have our... So we have a flip, we have an anti-reverse, and we have a spinning reel here. So this one looks like maybe there was something going on because there's a scrape on the side plate. It's possible that this was not adjusted down fully. But I think we're just going to tune this one up and get this one back out. I don't believe I have done a video on this one, so maybe we'll do a video on its way back to having a second chance. Let's spin it backwards, spin it forward, anti-reverse. Everything's working in that reel. It's in pretty good condition. Next up is one of those fun reels. Everybody always asks me, what version of pen is this reel? Because it's called the Monosphere reel. And believe it or not, it's not a pen reel. Well, that's easy enough to believe. You can see the materials and the fade on it and the rust on the handles, which would have been chromed and the like. This reel is a Monosphere reel. It's actually made by a company called Lawrence, or it was known as the Lawrence reel. Everything seems to be wrong with it, but at first glance, you would think when these side plates were in good condition that they were burgundy side plates, and you would easily confuse this with the Pen Monofill reel, and it's not. So the Lawrence reel was named Lawrence because of it being manufactured in Lawrence, Massachusetts. It was made by the New York Toy Company, and the New York Toy Company got in the business of knocking off everybody else's reels. They started with knocking off the Bronson reel, and then the later versions like this one, the Monosphere, was a knockoff, and it was sold for less of a price. And overall, internally, it almost looks identical to a pen. The pieces and parts are not interchangeable, but you can see the quality of the reel just wasn't what a pen reel would be. And no surprise why the reel costs less than a pen. This one, I'm noticing the bearing is out on it. The pieces and parts are shot. There's no interchangeability of pieces and parts. I think the only thing this one is good for is the story I just told you. Okay, next up we have a Shimano. This is the TX 4000 FA. This is one of those where you have that easy trip bail or quick fire bail. That seems to be what's probably wrong with this reel. I never fished the quick fire, but a lot of people like it. It's designed so that you don't have to touch the fishing line as you're casting. What you would normally do in that situation is you pull back on the quick fire as you're throwing it out. When you're ready to release, you pull the quick fire. That would trip the bail over and allow it to come out. So I think we have an issue here with a bent bail. I just noticed it was twirling in the breeze there. Sometimes it fires, sometimes it doesn't. Otherwise, this reel seems to be doing what it should be doing. This is going to be a quick tune-up. We'll take a look at the bail. If we can't solve for this quick fire issue, we're just going to tell whoever winds up purchasing this that that's not working, that you need to flip it manually. And we'll move on to another reel, Shimano 4000 FX quick fire reel. Next up then is a master reel. I never have a lot of faith in master reels. If they're gone, they're gone. This one's gone with the anti-reverse. I may take a quick look at this just to do a video on it and show everybody why fishing reels fail. So Master was a brand that was around in the 80s and 90s. They made fishing poles, and then they started getting some of these reels manufactured under the Master name to be sold as rod and reel combinations. I noticed this one was made in China, so it's probably a little bit later in the 90s or early 2000s. It has a broken anti-reverse. I don't know if that can be repaired or not. I'd like to repair it and give it to some child. It's a good learning reel, but if I can't repair it, there's no sense doing much more to it. That's the Master. And Master, interestingly enough, in the story of Penn fishing reels, Master actually acquired Penn fishing reels at one point in their career. Next up is the Fluger Medalist. This is the 1495 DA made in the U.S. If this reel can clean up, this is worth what I paid for the whole lot of reels, but we're going to have to see. So this is a Fluger Medalist 1495. I don't normally work on the spinning reels. There's not much to them, but normally I don't work on them. Okay, we have a Cardinal 653 GT with a broken bail. I would probably suggest at this point in time that this one is a parts reel. There's a chance, if that's a clean break, there's a chance you could, yeah, it is a clean break. You could use a crazy glue or an epoxy to kind of plastic weld that back on and maybe give it a go. But if not, I always have an opportunity for parts reels there. Well, somebody got lucky. We had two of these Master reels. This one's missing the anti-reverse override. So maybe between the two of these, we can make one. We'll have to see what's broken in this reel on the anti-reverse, maybe grab it from this. It's the same model, so I think we might make a project out of that. Can we make one out of two reels? So you can see already, I probably have my money's worth in this. This is a quantum reel. This one's in pretty nice shape, but again, one of the issues that you have is the anti-reverse isn't working. I don't know what's going on inside this one. We'll do this one as a video to see if we can make that work. It'd be a shame if this reel can't get out there and fishing again because it doesn't have an anti-reverse. So we'll find out why that one failed. These are just parts. Next up is kind of why I buy these lots. I have a Mitchell 302. It's kind of hard to see. It certainly has had a hard life. You can see that we've filed off some of the reel foot. The reel condition is horrible, but it is a 302, and 302s are always in demand. And if I can clean that up, fix that bail, and get it out fishing again, well, so be it. I have a Penn 101. That's the smallest in the Silver Series. This one's tight, doing what all of those Silver Series reels did, pit, but it's working. So I'll get that to somebody who can enjoy it. I have a no-name reel here. It's a mini mite, a Condor mini mite. So Condor was part of that Hurricane group, and it works. We'll get it out there and give it a second chance to somebody. And then finally, I have a Shakespeare Sigma. I kind of like these small Shakespeares. You have the Sigma. You're able to find the Alpha and a couple of others, and they're very reliable small format reels. This one has got a broken handle on it. You know what, it's turning as it is. You might just want to go use it as it is. You certainly don't want to put a lot of money in it. There wasn't a lot of money spent on this one to begin with, but this is a 3-ball bearing reel. If I can't find a replacement knob for it, well, we're just going to go ahead and we're going to use it and fish it just as it is. Okay, so I hope you've enjoyed the preview. I got a lithium 30, whatever that, Field and Stream lithium 30. That's obviously an aftermarket reel, and a tube of reel grease in there. So all of that for a relatively inexpensive price. It's well worth what I paid for it. Oh, we got one more here. Somehow that spilled out without the preview. We have a Quantum. This is a Quantum Magnum Gears 3-ball bearing, but I can't see what it is. Just a 3501, kind of hard to read some of that. So this one has a loose handle. That's easy enough to repair if the nut is under here. I assume the nut is under there. A circa 2000s, maybe a little bit earlier, but no reason why that one can't get tuned up. We'll probably do a video on that one as well. So I hope you've enjoyed the previews. If you did, please subscribe. If you want to hit that notification button, you'll see all of the reels that I'm working on, which ones of these made it to videos, and you'll see others that I post along the way that I haven't previewed. That would be helpful. If you have a question on any of these reels, or any reel in particular, leave that in the comment section. I do try to respond to those questions on a regular basis, and I'll try to help you out if you're stuck on a reel or looking for some information about one. And then finally, if you have a reel that needs to be repaired, I do those by mail as well. And if you want to contact me by email on the business card that follows, I'll be happy to provide you with that reel repair information. So this is Dennis with Second Chance Tackle, wishing you the best. Please, everybody, stay safe, stay watching, and have a great day.